Are they gonna load in? Time will tell. Only Tim will tell. There they is!
Oh, great. We got a vermin infestation in the castle. Ari, should I...
Hey, just because furrets are a kind of rodent doesn't mean that they're vermin.
I will have you know that is a stereotype, sir. We are not rodents.
Not all rodents are vermin, but all vermin are rodents.
Okay, that's fair.
Good evening, my darling batlings. You may be wondering, what the hell happened to the Metal Gear Solid 3 stream? Wasn't that supposed to happen today? I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do a coin toss, because I'm kinda not feeling Metal Gear Solid 3 today. I'm not feeling something that highbrow and smart today. So I'm gonna do a coin toss. If it's heads, then I do Metal Gear Solid 3 as planned. If it's tails, I do the most cursed game I have easy access to. So that's why we're streaming
Pony Adventure.
That's why we're streaming Bubsy 3D tonight.
That's no good.
Oh Lord, no. I should probably join the Twitch.
Well, if you, yeah, you should join the Twitch chat, but you can also just look at my camera feed to see the live view of what's happening.
Fair.
That way you don't have to deal with the Twitch delay.
Well, no, I'm watching the stream, but I just more or less meant.
Yeah. But
I have to watch the stream because I'm a mod, so I gotta make sure I keep an eye on the chat and everything.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be playing this on original hardware because once again, the beauties of having a modded PS1. So I don't have to spend money on Bubsy 3D. And you could say, why not just emulate it? Because I like to make things as authentic as possible so I can experience the bullshit in real time.
Why can't I join stream chat? Why is stream cursed?
Why can't you join stream chat? I don't know.
Have you tried shutting it down and rebooting it? I'll say, fuck.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just as confused as you are.
Just go with my usual mantra, which is it's probably either Twitch's fault or an ISP's fault.
Yeah.
Or I'm just fucking stupid.
You might just have to. You might have to agree to the rules in my chat in order to join the chat, or it could be like a. It could be because you're not a frequent chatter, so you have to like be watching the stream for a bit before I'll let you join the chat.
I mean,
it's a thing that it could be either one of those because I've got like a thing that's implemented to prevent like hate raids and stuff and spam bots.
Yeah, which I mean is fair. It's you know, it sucks for the
also, are you logged in? That could be it.
Yes. Yes.
Is your computer on?
I'm not that stupid.
Ma'am, please calm down. Your CD tray is not a cup holder. I cannot help you clear your browser cache. No, I am not in India.
Okay, I think I might have fixed it. I don't think I did, but I'll try.
All right, so let's...
Okay, there we go. Woo! All right.
There we go. Let's switch over to the PS1 screen. Stop the Crush 40 music because we're not playing something good like Sonic Adventure tonight.
Or Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that was Shadow the Hedgehog's theme, but that's still better than Bubsy 3D. I still stand by that Shadow the Hedgehog is... Hey, there you go. That's why you wanted to join the chat. Thank you. 8 months in a row. 1 month away from us having a stream baby. And I forgot to turn off the background. I'm still getting used to this. There we go.
I was about to say, but I did not want to interrupt anyone.
Anyways, Bubsy 3D, Forbidden Planet.
Oh, Lord, what did I sign up for tonight?
You signed up for the worst puns you will ever hear, because this is Bubsy.
No!
I need to remind you that prior to this game, Bubsy was voiced by Rob Paulson. And it's one of only 2 roles Rob Paulsen has done that he regrets.
Let me ask you this. Is the other one a Monsieur Antoine?
No, it's not. The other one is Coconut Fred from Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island.
I forgot he was there. I forgot that was even a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm kind of glad I didn't know that was a thing.
It was Kids WB's attempt at cashing in on the SpongeBob popularity, and Rob Paulsen will tell you outright it was just a cheap ripoff of SpongeBob.
Note to self.
Emphasis on cheap because it was Flash animated.
Oh,
Also,
God.
it's considered lost media because most of the episodes are only available in Spanish. Ah, yeah, get ready for some primo trash CGI.
Thanks, I hate it.
The reason I've called you here today is to explain why a state of general emergency has been called by the Woolly military. As you may already know, a great catastrophe has befallen.
If I didn't know that the name of this race is called the Woolies, I would have sworn that he just said the horny military.
Bubsy Bobcat is on Rayon. We'll all be bopped.
Did he just say we're all fucked?
No, he said, well, I'll be bonked.
Calm down. No one's going to be bopped on my...
I like my version better.
Yes. These are all actual enemies in the game, by the way. These are not just like random models they made up. Well, they might as well be random models, as you'll see.
Our magnificent queens devised an ingenious plan to steal all the...
By the way, the twin queens of the Woolly race are named Polly and Esther.
Now our queens have developed an even more ingenious, if such a thing as
Yeah,
possible, invasion plan. Unfortunately, they needed to get that furball out of the picture.
Oi! You can't just say furball. That's our word.
So a crack troop of woolly commanders...
What you gonna do about it, furball?
There, they fought bravely and captured the...
Pull out my death note here. JKR.
On the return trip, due to a slight technical difficulty, the rocket carrying the beast crashed, and the Bobcat...
How much time do I have?
Now,
And I'll be generous. You get about 5 more years.
do not approach it. It can be
Oh,
extremely
fuck you then!
Hey, Cloud! I'm glad you're here for the worst thing I'll ever stream.
station nose blowers and rock throwers throughout the area around...
How is this running at a low frame rate? This is pre-rendered video.
We anticipate having recaptured the creature in 2 shakes of a dogfish's tail. Any questions? What does it want? What did we ever do?
What's a dogfish?
There's people in Woolly Intelligence working on that right now. So far, all we know is that...
How about I put you out of your misery now?
collecting...
Oh, the misery hasn't even begun.
Oh, the misery.
plans to do with these useless yet abundant natural resources, we have no idea. Our best... But at very...
This cutscene, this opening FMV before the title screen goes on for like 5 minutes, by the way.
Why would this interest the furry fiend?
To be fair, not the longest cutscene I've ever seen.
I mean, it's
Opening
nowhere near
cutscene
Metal
even.
Gear length, but like, there's nothing interesting going on.
The opening
There he is.
cutscene of a...
Hold on.
Planet Uranus? Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
Does that voice sound familiar to you?
No.
That is Lonnie Manella, the voice of Rouge the Bat from Sonic Adventure 2, Ivy Valentine from Soul Calibur, and Professor Layton's sidekick, alongside hundreds of other characters. Among all of those, she voiced Bubsy in the worst Bubsy game.
Oh, jeez.
Probably not her highlight.
I want to meet her sometime and ask her what her experience was like working on this.
I honestly forgot what I was going to say before Bubsy showed up. I'm sure it was important.
I'm gonna turn up the capture card volume a bit, because it's a bit quieter than I expected.
Oh, that's right. The longest opening cutscene I've ever encountered was amazing game, mind you. Okami.
Oh yeah, Okami, definitely.
Okami's cutscene takes 30 minutes.
Okami's
for
very
no
wordy.
reason.
It's not just that it's not just that it's very wordy. It's very wordy with like Banjo-Kazooie style nonsense speech.
Like, great game once you finally get to play it.
And it ends like 3 times.
So, like Lord of the Rings.
Clause for alarm.
Oh, jeez.
This is what we're in for today, folks. Buckle up, Buttercup.
So, you wanna be a video game star? For starters, grab all the items you see. There's plenty of them in each level. And if you get enough of them, you'll be in for some surprise.
You took one step.
Yes.
You took one step. And the game had to stop to tell you.
I mean, I could have moved during that, but I wanted to let that soak in.
Ah, I gotcha.
But, yeah, Bubsy does not shut up in this game.
Are we talking Gex level not shut up, or...
Worse than Gex, because the stuff he's saying isn't even pop culture references. It's just shit.
Now, what would a platform game be without platforms? I wonder if there's any extra lives up there.
Those are the most
sexy to me once.
Those are the most platform-ass platforms I've ever seen.
Remember, kids, if you ever feel like you'll never accomplish anything in life and that your entire existence is completely worthless, just remember that at least you didn't work on Bubsy 3D.
I mean, to be fair, the people that made Bubsy 3D did go on to better things after Bubsy 3D. Like, the same studio that made Bubsy 3D got bought by Sony and made Siphon Filter, which was like one of their premiere series on the PS1.
I want to be at the board meeting where they saw the footage of this and said, yeah, that looks good.
Okay, I can defend that somewhat. This came out in 1996, a month after Super Mario 64 and Crash Bandicoot, but it was in development at the same time as them, before either of them had been publicly shown off at E3. So the poor guys at Accolade and the studio that Accolade contracted genuinely thought they were making the very first 3D platformer.
The stuff.
That checks.
Oh yeah, and of course Bubsy can glide, because as we all know, bobcats are known for their aerial gliding ability.
I might have to turn JKR up a bit.
Either that or he might have to get a bit closer to his mic.
I mean, I'm like up close and personal with the mic.
Okay, that's better.
So you want to know what else you can do with these atoms besides just collecting them for points that the game doesn't tutorialize?
Please tell me you could use them as a weapon.
Yes. But if you hold on to them for too long, it damages you.
This isn't a game. This is a trip. I'm high right now. There was something in that soup.
Also, this has tank controls. Like Resident Evil 1.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was trying to wrap my brain around what is this music.
It's human music.
Human music.
Now,
I like it.
If you lose a Bubsy, you'll start over here instead of at the beginning of the level. Ain't life grand?
No, because we're playing Bubsy 3D. Also, all of that to say, this is a checkpoint.
Rouge the Bat was sexy to me once.
I can make it worse. I've seen fan art of Bubsy with Rouge the Bat's body.
I would be absolutely honored if you didn't.
That's a switch. Just run into it to make something.
Okay, I do have to give them credit. At least they tutorialized that this nondescript polygonal object in front of us is a switch. Because I never would have figured that out otherwise. Also, if this looks like a... if this looks like a test level to you, this is actually supposed to be like a mountainous forest.
How will this affect my loved ones?
And you may say to yourself,
You may be
Like, there are environments in this game. They just don't look like it.
This is a forest.
Can't you see the mountains?
How many forests have you been to?
Okay, so, like, there's a reason that everything is so low detail and, like, has no proper textures. It's because they prioritize the resolution. Hey, Husta Husky. Yeah, Bubsy 3D, I'm doing this to myself because I have lost control of my life. But
Now he's
now I'm
dragging us into it.
yes, I'm making it your problem.
Miss that anvil hit.
But yeah, don't you see the trees right here?
That's a tree.
Yes.
See, it's totally a mountainous forest. And whenever you hear that whatever the fuck sound it is, that means there's an enemy nearby. I hesitate to call it a drum.
Oh, this is my favorite part. Hold the square button when you walk up to an atom. Go ahead, try it, but don't hold
Okay, so it does tutorialize throwing atoms, but not in a good way.
Oh god. I just
Okay,
now
so
read-
there's a rocket over there. Rockets are our main collectible for getting 100% completion. There are 2 in every level. I'm getting a lot of buzzing feedback from someone. I don't know who. It's probably JKR.
What do you mean? I'm right here. What's up?
I was getting a lot of buzzing from someone.
It wasn't me. I was not.
I thought it was in game.
That was definitely JKR then. It's a buzzing sound that happens when you, like, move the cable for an XLR mic while you're talking through it.
Oh, that's weird. I guess I must have. Either it was like, oh, I think I know what happened. I was moving the mic closer to my face as I was talking, so.
Alright, by the way, Bubsy takes fall damage. So let's try not to land somewhere bad.
Yes, please.
Because of course he does.
But yeah, the reason that everything's so low detail and untextured
Fuck!
is because they prioritized high resolution over detailed graphics. Because they thought that would make it visually stand out as, like, the sharpest looking resolution on the PS1. So it runs an interlaced resolution, which has the effect of, if you're not like me and spent $350 on a high-quality upscaler, then... Oh, I died.
You are dead. No big surprise.
But yeah, if you don't have a high-quality upscaler system, then the picture's gonna look blurry instead of sharp.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Shut up, Bubsy.
Oh, rock, an arrow. Aren't these game designers wonderful? Giving you a guidepost to help you find your way. How convenient.
If you have to put arrows through the stage to tell you this is where you need to go, that's a sign that you didn't design your stage well enough to be navigated without signposts.
If you have to have the character point out what the arrow's function is, that's a sign you didn't do your job. What the crap?
And Husk the Husky is right. Even in the original 2 or 3, technically 3 Bubsy games, which were 2D platformers, he still took fall damage.
Tubular.
Sorry, what?
Notice how I'm, like, swerving? That's not me, like, trying to move in a serpentine fashion. That's me trying to move straight. Bubsy just doesn't control well. Shameless designer plug, they only wanted the credit. Exactly. They didn't want to name names. Also, a commonly spread lie about this game is that the award that it claims it received on the packaging, the Gold X Award, is fake. That's actually not true. It was a real award. It won it from PlayStation Extreme Magazine, the Gold X Award. But it was for the preview of the game, not for the final product.
I mean, small achievements. Small achievements.
Also, if you're familiar with the YouTuber Nitro Rad, he reviewed this game in depth. And he looked at the review quotes on the packaging from, I believe it was either EGM or GamePro, that has a lot of ellipses between each part, which means you know they sourced it from multiple parts of one big quote. He found the original part where they talked about it, which once again was for the preview, not for the final product. And the quotes are so far apart from each other that they're on separate pages.
Unicron, is that you?
That's the exit portal. Oh, God. Okay, so when you collect a rocket, it potentially gives you an epileptic fit. Okay.
Go get the other one. There's 2 on every level, you know.
Thanks, Bubsy.
There's 2 at every level, you know?
Even the preview, why did it win? Because it looked impressive before people actually got to play it.
This game holds your hand more than Skyward Sword.
And yet it doesn't explain other key mechanics to you.
Like, were they afraid
Up,
that if they
died.
didn't have the voice... Like, were they afraid that if they didn't have the voice actress voicing Bubsy talk for more than 5 minutes, they'd lose her?
I think they were afraid that if they didn't have Bubsy talk for more than 5 minutes, they'd lose the player. And Bubsy's whole thing is that he never shuts up, and they acknowledge that in the more recent Bubsy games. Like, one of the few funny things related to a Bubsy project was in the Bubsy revival from 2017. Can't remember what it was called. The Bubsy game for PS4. Woolly Strike Back. In that game, one of the options is how often Bubsy speaks, which they call the verbosity setting.
I remember.
And the highest level is called Bubsy. That's actually pretty funny.
You know, these graphics kind of give me Gubble vibes. I don't know if either of you have ever heard.
I am familiar with the name Gubble purely through Scott the Wasp.
Yeah, I actually played Gubble a couple times as a kid. Yeah, I can't remember where I played it. I know I played it on a computer. I just don't know, like, I don't know if it was at my home computer or if I did it at school when I was in grade school for the short period of time that I was actually at brick and mortar school.
The only thing I know about Gubble is that Scott the Woz in Universe holds a copy of Gubble every Wednesday.
I know some of these
That's all
words.
I know about. That's all I know about Gubble. And that there was another Gubble game that was developed by Data Design Interactive, who are an infamous shovelware developer for the Wii, and also made Lego Rock Raiders. Among all the trash they made one of the best Lego games prior to Lego Star Wars.
I know some of these words.
I had Lego Rock Raiders as a kid. It was like a Lego real-time strategy resource management game.
Oddly enough, as big of a Lego fan as I am, I'm not a huge fan of their games.
I can understand why.
Alright.
A lot of them are pretty interchangeable, in my opinion.
I do like, for whatever reason, I absolutely adore Lego Jurassic Park. Like the game for that. Simply because it goes out of its way to every single death from the movies. They can't show death in a Lego game. So they come up with the most abstract, stupid-ass ways for the dinosaurs to not kill people.
Is the stream
It's really-
stuttering for anyone else or just me? I don't know.
Fine. Seemed fine to me.
Hold on. I am dropping some frames,
Oh.
so that might be it.
I didn't notice, to be honest.
Neither did
I mean, the game has a low frame rate to begin with, so that's why you might not have noticed.
And I do
As usual, I blame it on my shitty ISP that has a monopoly on this whole territory.
Fucking Spectrum.
I do like the more recent Lego Star Wars that they did too, where it was like all of the movies.
The
in one
Skywalker
game.
saga, yeah. I haven't played that one. I've played the only one of the like Lego movie games I've played is the original Lego Star Wars, and I forever love that one and like what I've seen of the sequel. Because they did it without any spoken dialogue and they got creative with the pantomiming. If it's stuttering too bad, then give me a sec and I'll briefly change some settings and restart the stream. So I will be right back, leaving you with this pause menu.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was like 5 or 10 minutes ago? Then, never mind then.
Oh my god. I don't know if I'm pissed or happy with that pause menu.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, how am I supposed to jump on these with these controls?
That's the fun part. You're not.
Hey, not bad.
Bonus round, what? All of this just for some extra atoms. How do I get that other rocket? And for the record, no, I'm not going for the 100% completion ending. Fuck that.
Aw, what? You don't want to go in for the long run?
I know what the 100% completion ending is. It's that both the good ending and the bad ending are bad.
That's no good.
Indeed, it is no good. Like, basically, the good ending and the bad ending only differ in how Bubsy fucks up and doesn't save the day.
Of course.
And they both end on a cliffhanger that never got resolved. You know, Bubsy, of all things, having a cliffhanger ending. The fucking nerve.
This game has a plot.
That's, if the 5-minute intro sequence is anything to go by, yes.
I honestly forgot about the intro.
Did you forget about the intro?
Okay, I'm not getting that other rocket. Fuck it.
Fuck that rocket.
Don't fuck that rocket.
Don't fuck that rocket. You'll burn off your crotch.
Depends on if it's lit.
Knowing you, Ferd, it's always lit.
No, that's Rika, not me.
Depends on which Rika we're talking about. Are we talking Gridman Rika?
No, my D&D character.
Oh, okay.
Like, is she basically...
I can't hear you.
From what I understand, if Rika could, if Rika could actually, sleep with fire, and I mean sleep with fire.
She would.
Yeah, she would. She totally would.
She's a pyrosexual. She's not afraid to admit it.
So there's a different, for those who don't know, there is a big difference between a pyromaniac and a pyrosexual. One loves fire, the other loves fire.
Yeah.
Or you should start using that in the game.
I think if I did, Cherry Fairy would kill us.
Oh god, this game has passwords. I forgot that. Because this was in the age where PS1 games were required to have passwords in addition to save files because not everyone had a memory card.
But to give you an idea of just how demented my character in D&D is, due to a court mandate, she's legally required to introduce herself as Rika Sapphire, Pyromaniac and Sorceress Supreme.
I'm
Like,
just taken
anytime-
aback by the art on display, by the artistry on display here. Bonus over, okay.
You did it! Congratulations! I don't know what you did, but you did it!
This game has a 2-player mode, by the way.
Oh no!
The answer to that is no.
Fuck no.
Only you can cause forest fires. The funny story about that,
Oh no!
that's actually how Rika got arrested and thrown in jail.
I need more head.
Thanks for the head pats.
I'll let you hold my hand and we can do other little things, but I need my head pats on each hand.
Fucking hell, I'll pat your damn head.
Claustrophobic.
You know-
What's wrong with me?
A lot
The
of
answer
things,
is it's the Bubsy brain rot.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just ask for a little spoilery poo here for a second. Does every level begin with Claw?
No, sometimes it begins with a different cat pun.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm on to you, Bubsy.
I mean, the first game was called Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind.
Was Bubsy ever good?
No. And yet there have been more Bubsy games in the past 15 years than there have been Mega Man games.
Let that sink in.
Friendly reminder, folks. There's been more Bubsy games than there has Sly Cooper.
Yes. This is not welcome in a school environment. Haven't done that in a while. Bubsy 3D, this is definitely not welcome in a school environment. I haven't done one of those in a while. I forgot that was even a redeem I had.
I keep seeing it, but I have no ideas what to give you to use it for, so I was like, I'm sure somebody would find it eventually.
I mean, Husk, if anyone's going to find it, it's Husk.
Well, of course, it's Husk. That boy can sniff out anything with that strong-ass nose of his.
I've been thinking about adding a Gundam Tanaka redeem on there, too. But, I'd have to practice some more on my Gundam Tanaka voice. I'm really out of practice with it.
You're gonna hate me in a minute.
Oh, God.
What did you do?
I'm redeeming something.
Are you redeeming Corey Feldman? Oh, a Megatron has fallen. Which Starscream voice did you want me to use for this?
I missed what it said. I just saw Starscream voices.
Basically, of any of them except for, like, the, any of them except for Frank Tadaro I can attempt to do, because I'm not familiar with Frank Tadaro's voice. So, like, you know, Prime Starscream, War for Cybertron Starscream, G1 Starscream, Armada Starscream.
Yeah. Do some G1.
All right. Bubsy, if this was your furry sexual awakening, I worry about you.
Nice.
I'm out of practice with my G1 Starscream voice as well, so I apologize if that was shrill and not shrill and grating enough for G1 Starscream, I should say. Because, like, credit to Chris Latta. Dude sounded like he was shredding his vocal cords every episode.
This disease.
Yep.
What are my treatment options?
And he had to do it, like, I don't know how many fucking
How
times
will
per
this
character.
affect my loved ones?
Not only was he the voice of Starscream, he was also the voice of Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe and Reflector in G1. But only Reflector for a couple of times. For like a couple of episodes.
Wrote like mother.
Oh no. Kier's here and he
Yeah,
sees it.
Kier sees it. Yeah. I knew you would be interested in this, Kier.
Wow. Wow. My Cobra voice is literally so high my microphone can't pick it up. Cobra!
It kinda came through that time.
Like he died.
I had to tone it down.
What do you mean the G.I. Joe are already here?
I'm not familiar enough with G.I. Joe to have a good response to that.
Wow. I'm sorry, but the timing on having you spin around.
That's what I was laughing at.
All right.
You want to know one of my favorites? You want to know one of my favorite stories about the development of the Bubsy series?
Real quick, let me do this for Kier.
None of that came through.
I noticed. I'm gonna have to do like
What am I fighting for?
push to talk real quick.
I don't think it's necessarily a problem with your mic. It's more so Discord's automatic compression and volume gain stuff. Or Discord sensitivity.
Alright, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
See? Yeah.
There we go. You can go ahead and tell your story now.
One of my favorite stories about the Bubsy series development is that no one, except for the creator of Bubsy, was excited to work on any of the Bubsy games. And there's like, they gave out.
Imagine why.
They gave out exclusive Bubsy plushies to the development team as like a way to encourage them to work on what was surely to be the mascot of the ages. A mascot to dethrone Sonic the Hedgehog. Also, I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was too close to my mic.
There we go.
That was my fault.
So, like, the creative director for the project comes in one day. No, we're not petting this kitty. This kitty does not deserve to be pet. This kitty deserves to be thrown into a lake.
We are not pet the kitty.
We will not pet the kitty.
This guy gives stupid a bad name.
I know I am, but what am I?
Bubsy.
I know I am, but what am I? But anyways, the creative director for the Bubsy project comes into the studio and he sees that everyone in the office has made like execution effigies of Bubsy, like hanged Bubsies, crucified Bubsies, using the Bubsy plushes they were given to try and encourage them. Like, imagine your like mascot character that you're excited about is finally getting made into a game, and you come into the studio one day and you see like your beloved mascot hanged from a noose on the ceiling.
I can't say I blame them. I mean, yes.
Hi, Billy Mays here.
Billy Mays would not promote this game. He would promote almost anything, but not Bubsy.
I'm hoping I fixed my mic now.
You did.
Okay,
Greetings
great.
and bienvenue, Hasta Husky.
The production team is getting some weird ideas. That's what the freaking producer would think.
The production team's clearly into autoerotic asphyxiation. They don't hate Bubsy. They're just expressing their kinks.
I think they love Bubsy. Wait, no. It isn't they love Bubsy. They love Bubsy.
They love Bubsy.
That one over there.
They love him to death.
That one over there apparently loves him so much they're equivalating him to Jesus. Gesture to a crucifix.
Jesus.
Literally. No, wait, not Jesus, Bubsy.
Bubsy Christ died for your sins, whether you wanted him to or not.
You know what? I don't care if he died for my sins. I'm sinning extra hard in response.
Bubsy is not the Messiah that we wanted, but it's the one that we deserve.
I'm not sure what that guy over there is trying to do, but clearly he's making a Bubsy sandwich.
Is that anything like
roasting him over a fire?
Is that anything like a Jill sandwich?
No, it's more like the idiot sandwich from Hell's Kitchen.
I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, it's a famous line from the original PS1 version of Resident Evil.
Right.
The sequence where where like the rooms, the ceilings collapsing in on Jill, and then Barry rescues her and says, "You were almost a Jill sandwich."
I remember that now.
Okay, we got a Long John Baldry redeem. Keep in mind, I do not endorse what I'm about to say. I never do, unless explicitly stated otherwise. Arikado loves the Bubsy games. I know with 100% proof. He thinks Bubsy can one-hit KO Sonic and Mario and every other mascot.
Bruh. That's cursed.
I mean, look at what we're streaming. Is this whole thing not cursed?
True. For legal reasons, this was a joke.
For legal reasons, I was paid to say this. I was paid in points. That can be exchanged for more points.
I get points. You give points.
I'm the trash man.
Yeah, I think even the trash man would hesitate to call this trash. Because it's a bit too garbage to be called trash. This belongs right in the dumpster. He wouldn't even throw this all over the ring. Oh, and if the camera looks drunk to you, you can't control the camera.
Hey, Proto. In response to your question?
Oh, yeah, they.
Skee-ball tickets are too valuable to spend on Bubsy. Never forget that in the lore of Cheat Commandos, Blue Laser once planned to flood the arcade market with counterfeit skee-ball tickets, because if you flood the market with counterfeit skee-ball tickets, then that inflates the skee-ball ticket economy, and therefore those prizes that all the kids want will be forever out of reach no matter how hard they try to achieve them. So therefore, their only recourse is to turn to organized crime and international terrorism so they can get the skee-ball tickets they need to buy the things that they want in the skee-ball economy. It's a brilliant plan.
Also, apparently you got a snake redeem.
Okay, a snake redeem. Huh. Where'd you get that intel, Aggie boy? IDW Sonic is so OP, he can solo the entire DBZ universe and fart Bubsy out of existence. Huh.
Creepy.
It's canon. That's actually legit canon. Check it out. IDW comic Sonics get really fucking weird, so I believe it.
John.
It's about as brilliant as the Yeah, I died because I didn't land on top of the enemy. I jumped into the enemy. There's a lot of unique death cutscenes, and I do have to give them begrudging credit for that.
Do it, Gear. Do it.
How the hell does a game like this get death cutscenes, but we can't get so much as one in a Shantae game?
Because this had more financial backing than Shantae did.
How? How the fuck did it get more financing and they turned out to be this shitty game?
Because this was the mascot for an, at the time, relatively large publisher.
To be fair, at the time when this came out and Shantae did, they didn't really have faith that Shantae would pick up.
Yeah, because Shantae came out after the Game Boy Advance did. and Capcom was the publisher and did like no promotion for it, which is why it didn't sell well. Plus, you know, releasing a Game Boy Color game after people had already started migrating towards the Game Boy Advance. Which I will say, Shantae actually is a really unique case, an interesting case of a Game Boy Color game if you play it on Game Boy Advance, because it has enhanced features on Game Boy Advance. Only 2 games in the library do that.
Enhance.
And both of them were made by WayForward.
That was back when WayForward was semi-starting out.
Yeah, WayForward's probably one of my favorite companies. Like, yeah, they've put out a lot of obvious shovelware license games, but they do that so they can finance their own personal projects, like Shantae.
Well, originally, they're also one of the only companies to say, you know what, Nintendo, fuck you, we're done with your shenanigans. Because Shantae herself was originally supposed to be in Smash Brothers. That was like one of the biggest deals. And then they ended up going with Bayonetta instead.
Because they co-own the Bayonetta IP.
Yep.
So they don't have to pay anyone.
Yeah, they rigged that poll where, for all intent purposes, Shantae won. But then they turned around and said Bayonetta won because of the Europe votes or some shit. Something like that.
You know what? Anytime that electoralism fails and there's some sketchy stuff about it, just blame it on Florida.
Fair enough. But anyway, so because of Florida, Bayonetta ended up winning, and then when WayForward found out, they basically said, okay, we'll put her in the next game, Ultimate, right?
And she gets in as a spirit.
She gets in as a spirit, and then that's when WayForward said, all right, you know what, fuck you, we're breaking contract. Because originally their games were exclusive to Nintendo.
They were launch exclusives, and they were launch exclusives and then would get ported later on.
Yeah. And then, like, they turned around and they said, all right, screw you, we're done with your shenanigans, and they pulled that. They said, if you're not gonna take this seriously, if you're not gonna put our girl in the game, then fuck you.
I just want to say, I don't know if the joke went through, but if the joke I said went through, I'm really sorry to whoever lives there.
Something about Brazil, I heard.
Nah. No. I don't want to get political here. I'll explain after.
Yeah, let's not.
Strength and beauty, the perfect combo.
It does involve a Latin American country, but after stream, I'll explain.
Okay.
Gotcha. Hey, I remember him from the intro.
I don't know why you would use bubble sound effects for smoke rings, but that's certainly a choice. It's the wrong choice, but it's a choice.
But yeah, what I was saying is WayForward gets all the credit for basically telling Nintendo off. Like, that takes balls.
Yes, it does.
One of these years, we're supposed to be getting a Shantae animated series.
I mean, one of these years, we're also supposed to be getting a Sly Cooper animated series. We haven't heard anything about that since the movie was canceled. Which is how they announced the series.
It's my understanding that the reason that the Shantae series is in hiatus is not because of Shantae herself, but because of Risky Boots. supposedly she's too sexy to be in a cartoon, and they're trying to figure out how to tone her down.
I can kind of see it, but then I also think just, like, look at how many sexualized designs are in cartoons anyways. So why single out Risky Boots?
Granted, but you're also looking at a generation that toned down Rouge the Bat in Prime.
I mean, that's not a generational issue. That's... I blame...
Producers.
Well, that's production demands from, like, the producers.
Up on high.
Yeah.
In fact, if I remember correctly, she doesn't show up in Boom, does she?
She wasn't in Boom, but then again, most of the original series cast were not in Boom. The only ones who show up outside of the core cast of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy and Eggman, you know, with Styx being the 5th member of their main team, are Vector and Shadow.
Which I'm still pissed that they brought in Vector but didn't bring in my boy Espio. How are you gonna do Vector and not bring in Espio and Charmy? Like, seriously.
How are you going to bring in Vector as a detective and not have the rest of his agency there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Deserves better.
Was that a mini seizure procedure? We made that joke earlier about how every time you collect a rocket, it potentially gives people epileptic fits. And speaking of the seizure procedure, we got to that episode of Dragon Ball Z Kai last night when I was watching it over at my mom's place. I haven't shown her Dragon Ball Z Abridged yet, because, you know, that moves at a much faster pace than Kai. So I don't want her first experience with Dragon Ball Z to be something that's satirizing it. And, like, I'll show that to her after we've gotten decently far into Dragon Ball Z Kai. But we got to the Ginyu Force.
Nice.
For the record, because I got asked on stream about this, and I've said it before, but just as a reminder, I got asked who her favorite Dragon Ball Z character is so far, given that we're only on the Frieza saga. And her answer is, it's a tie between Goku and King Kai.
Good choices, honestly.
And I said that in a server with that Nate and Mistress Dove are a part of, and Mistress Dove's response was that she finds it funny that anyone likes King Kai that much. Like, not that he's a bad character, but for him to be someone's favorite character in a cast as awesome as Dragon Ball Z's.
One of my favorite bits of trivia involving Dragon Ball Z is, do you know the reason that Launch does not appear that much in Dragon Ball Z?
Because Toriyama forgot about her.
Yeah, he forgot about her, and by the time he remembered she existed, he couldn't think of anything for her to do.
And yet she's still in the closing credits for Dragon Ball Z Kai, a series where she does not appear.
But I'm just sitting here going, how do you forget about the character you wrote who's schizophrenic and literally changes personalities every time she sneezes?
I mean, ask Kishimoto, the writer of Naruto, because he famously kept on forgetting that Tenten exists, even though she's one of the best female characters in that series.
In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, put that cookie down! Keep in mind, all this time, we've only been on level 2. Because these levels are that ineptly designed. They have to put arrows to tell you this is the direction to get to the exit, but they don't tell you the direction to get to the collectibles. Those you have to explore for. Also, in a bit of control complaints here, because, you know, as someone who studied game design, would you like to know how to glide in Bubsy 3D? Because jump and glide
Yes.
are not the same button.
No, of course not. Why would they be? That'd be logical.
To jump, you press X. That makes sense, right, on a PlayStation controller?
Uh-huh.
To do a jump that has you gliding in it, you press triangle.
Are we sure they actually worked on this game but didn't just say fuck it about halfway through?
I have the theory that they just pasted an alpha on accident and call it a full game.
I mean, as I detailed earlier, the reason this game looks like an alpha build is because it was in development alongside the games it was most often compared to, Super Mario 64 and Crash Bandicoot, and they didn't see what those games looked like until after they were so far in Bubsy 3D that they couldn't go back and scrap what they had done. Like, they went to E3 that year, saw Super Mario 64 and Crash Bandicoot, and were like, oh, fuck. Oh, balls.
We're screwed.
Because they thought for all their faults, they genuinely thought they were making the first 3D platformer to make it to market.
I mean, they get an A for effort at least.
And it's not like it was an untalented studio. Like I said earlier as well, they went on to make the Siphon Filter series, which in the olden days was one of, you get an extra life at 80,000 points? What the fuck? That's such an odd number.
It's not even an extra life, it's an extra hit point.
An extra hit point at 80,000 points. Okay. But, like, Siphon Filter was one of Sony's premier first-party series for, like, the entire PS1 generation. Which, you know, it was a big deal considering it was one of the few first-party series that they actually owned. Unlike Crash Bandicoot or Spyro.
Hey, Ari,
Yes?
that bartender of yours, he needs to do some rearranging of everything, because apparently he has no idea what the hell he's doing.
Hootman, Klaatu, Barada.
What are you talking about?
I mean, the new bar you got over there.
I don't get it.
You're telling me that there's never been a bar or a bartender in the castle?
I wish. I don't have the funds to hire a bartender. Or to pay for enough stuff to run a bar. Running a bar is expensive, dude. Do I look like I'm made of money? The answer is no, I got screwed out of inheritance. I got the castle, I didn't get the endless fortune.
Wait, don't vampires have, like, hypnotic powers?
Yeah, but I'm
Like
only
the
half vampire.
bartender.
I'm only half vampire, so I don't have all the abilities of a full-blooded vampire.
Damn.
And that mainly amounts to, like, it has its benefits and its drawbacks. I don't have quite the magical capabilities of a full-blooded vampire, but since I'm half high elf, that means I can go out in the sun.
Yeah, this
That's a benefit.
this guy apparently look kind of like a very well dressed pretty boy with long hair. But like, if one minute he's talking to me like it's I told him I just wanted one drink, and he's like, okay, sure. And the next thing I know, he's talking with this cackling and crackling voice.
Are you talking about Takahata? I genuinely don't know where you're going with this.
You're telling me that Takahata does not run the bar here?
No, he runs his own bar. that's nowhere near here. He's in Canada, my dude. Yeah, the castle can move locations, but I still need a passport to go to Canada. I don't want to get arrested.
Give me this water!
I got one of the rockets. That'll satisfy me for tonight.
I'm gonna ask you a very important question here, JKR. This bar that you went to, it didn't have a toilet in the middle of it, did it?
Give me a drink, bartender.
I don't think it did.
See, that's the only bartender in the town that I have, the one that's currently on screen. As you can see, he's a bit too aggressive with sending people their drinks.
I'll be honest, Ari, I don't even know where JKR was going with the joke.
I don't either. I just know he was talking about Takahata, who's another VTuber and founding member of Team 4 Star.
Ah.
To be honest, I don't even know where I was going with it.
I've never met Takahata. I've never interacted with him. I would love to. He seems like a cool dude.
Get Takahata. God damn it, I fucked it up.
Catatonic Catastrophe. There you go. There's finally a non-claw pun for a level title.
We get it.
Can you Takahata anything? Takahata, I fucked it up. I'm too awake for this shit.
I love that I'm too awake for this shit instead of I'm too tired for this shit.
It's burnt. Everything is opposite.
I was taking a sip from my drink.
You're welcome.
You know, I love whoever on the design team decided that in the game where it's very hard to jump on the enemies should also have projectile attacks. I want to know which person on the team that was so I can write their name down in my very special list of people.
Is this very special list of people in a book with a black cover and white label?
No, I found it on the side of the street somewhere.
Did it come with a demon that follows you around over your shoulder eating apples?
No, it just came with It just came with Willem Dafoe.
It came with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that checks.
The map seems to check out.
It came with Willem Dafoe. He's now my Willem Defriend.
My favorite Willem Dafoe quote ever is when he finally comments on everyone saying he should play the Joker. He's like, great. It's awesome to know you give off the vibe of a psychopath.
Norman sounds sabbatical, honey.
No more Dr. Half. Did you really think that I would let that happen?
My God, the shotgun.
Yeah, I'm trying to... If you notice choppiness or delays in the stream, that's because I was testing out streaming at 1080p tonight. Seems like 720p works more consistently good for my connection, even though I, by all means, should be able to stream at 1080p, considering I've got a gigabit connection.
Say it with me, everybody. Fuck off Spectrum.
You didn't say it. What the fuck?
I didn't know what he was saying to stay with him.
And I didn't even know.
See, this is why you have to rehearse these things. Either that or make sure everyone's sharing the same brain cell as you.
Hey, man, listen, it's not my fault that I miss rehearsals like on a daily basis.
I mean, it's a well-known fact that whenever VTubers are involved, no matter how many people are in the same room, there's only one brain cell present.
The sad fact is I am the brain cell.
Nah, we share it. You just have it today.
Us talking about us being stupid, accompanied by Bubsy quoting the Three Stooges, is just... I feel like there's some sort of existential meaning to that.
There's one brain cell amongst us, and Bubsy has it.
We have 2 brain cells, and both of them are competing for 3rd place.
I like that one.
They're competing in a race, but it ends up like the board game version of Turbo, where even if you're playing a 2-player game, you can still both come in 2nd and 3rd place because the ambulance can win 1st place.
First come, first served.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
What the fuck to the Turbo board game thing or Bubsy?
Yes.
Okay, so like, you know Ashens, right? I've shown him to you.
Yeah, of course.
He and Guru Larry play the board game Turbo, which is based on an old arcade game. It was an arcade racing game. And part of the rules is that no matter how many players are playing, there is an unofficial 3rd player that controls the ambulance, whose role is to basically get you unstuck if you get stuck in the ice pit. Which the ice pit is its own eldritch location where physics does not apply. Like, when they played it, they didn't realize that because you also roll the die or spin the spinner or whatever it is for the ambulance every turn, that means that the ambulance can come in 1st place. And that's exactly what happened. They were playing a 2-player game, and Ashens came in last place. Came in 3rd place out of 2 people playing. Because the ambulance crossed the finish line first.
I'm going out of my mind.
Don't worry for it. Don't worry about it.
I'm losing my shit.
I lost my shit. I lost my shit once. I lost my shit once. Turns out that what actually happened was that I accidentally flushed.
No, I was just going on about how this music is making me fucking lose it.
Yeah, the music in this game is, I would call it avant-garde, experimental, an acquired taste. You know, like freeform jazz.
Well, guys, I got good news and bad news. Good news is I'm throwing one hell of a party. Bad news is the only thing I got is the Bubsy 3D soundtrack. Let's do this shit. Any requests? Level 3? All right, let's hit it.
You know what's better? What's a better repeating theme than this? Rufus's Parade. Yeah, imagine. Okay, someone who's got access to. Someone who's not me that has access to my streams and editing software. So that's like most of you guys. Need to re-edit this level with Rufus's Parade theme from Final Fantasy VII and re-edit the Rufus's Parade from Final Fantasy VII stream part with this playing on loop, just to ruin both of them.
I would be absolutely honored if you didn't.
What was that clip? Hit it, Joe? Oh yeah, hit it, Joe. Hit it, Joe, when he starts playing this instead of that amazing American Photo Player music.
Like he said to hit it, Joe, not to fucking ask for it.
It's that, you know what? It's that scene from Dumb and Dumber. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
And it just plays this.
It just plays everything from Bubsy 3D at once.
And yet somehow it's more coherent. If I hear the one more time, I'm gonna this game.
You know what I hate the most about this game's soundtrack?
The fact that someone was paid to make it.
It's a technically impressive feat for the PS1, considering this is dynamically adding and removing instruments on the fly, depending on the situation. That's really advanced stuff for PS1 architecture.
God damn it.
Remember, Bubsy 3D is a disastrous game, but it's also a technical marvel.
You heard it here, folks. Bubsy did it first. Okay, maybe
Bubsy walked so Spyro Reignited Trilogy could run.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
I turned away for 1 second. 1 fucking second. What the fuck? I turned my head for 1
Like, what happened was I got shot in midair over a pit of water. And if you, for any reason, stop over water, it counts as you dying instantly.
You see, what happened was...
Bubsy got double death. He fucked up so bad they died twice in one death.
Can you do that? Can you die twice?
That's basically what I did. I took a hit, got frozen from the knockback animation in midair while I was jumping to another platform, and that counted as me falling off the platform.
Was that James Bond movie? You only die twice?
You only live twice.
Oh, okay.
Which, that movie gets its title from a poem that the creator of James Bond wrote about the time he had a heart attack. You only live twice. Once when you're born, and once when you look death in the face. And I gotta say, I think I understand what he's talking about after playing this.
There's about a million things I could have been doing tonight.
And yet you chose this.
Could have,
you did say you had to be in on this.
Could have finished the Fortnite Battle Pass. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. That would have been great. Would have been groovy. Could have gotten somewhere in Batman Arkham City. Yeah.
Remember, if we're going by Futurama logic, then there's a parallel universe out there where everything is the same, except tonight we're playing Metal Gear Solid 3 instead of this, just because of the outcome of a coin toss.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in an alternate universe where everything is exactly parallel to our own, except in this one, the Star Wars prequel trilogy didn't suck.
Hey, I'll have you fucking know that the Star Wars prequel trilogy was okay. It didn't suck, but it was okay.
What is that even What is that even from? I know I got that from somewhere before.
I don't
can't remember
know
what it is.
No, we will not have enough of the sauce. Damn it!
I may have to enter the 99 lives code for this. Because I'm dying a lot.
That is fucking bullshit.
No, don't cheat. If you cheat, then we all have to be here longer.
That's the beauty part, Bert. You're stuck with us. forever and ever and ever.
We've been at this for an hour and a half, and we're only on level 3.
I think you might.
I'm firing myself from the Sonic dub.
Clearly, clearly your judgment can't be trusted.
Clearly. Speaking of, we need to get more people auditioning in that.
Yeah.
Well, Skylar said she was going to audition on Sunday or Monday, previous Sunday or Monday, but she never did. So,
She might have forgotten.
It's possible, because I know she works like the overnight shift.
Right. Well, I'm not in any immediate rush to get it done because I got to sit down, reread the comic, and write out a script. So.
Oh, I know. That's fair too. It's a case where it's like we kind of hit a bit of a standstill for auditions right now. But
yeah, really, do we have Amy? Did we cast Amy?
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh wait, no, we did not. Actually.
You cast Cream, but you didn't cast Amy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, we just need Sonic, Tails, and Amy to start.
Ah, that's so come in handy.
So literally,
I could put in an audition for Sonic just to give you like something to potentially work with.
Okay, we can try it. I kind of want Cringe though too, because he can help us with the editing.
Like assuming, like my choice if I were in charge of it would be to just give the role to Cringivore. But if you seriously want to have auditions, then I would, audition as well just to kind of get the ball rolling. If not, even if I don't get cast.
Ah, one-stop shopping.
I'm sorry, what?
One-stop shopping. Invisibility. One-stop shopping.
No. I don't know
either.
I explain joke, Bubsy. You explain everything else.
You wanted to know if Bubsy's jokes were better or worse than Gex's, and I think that answers it.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
I never thought I'd utter these words, but goddamn, I can't wait for the Gex remake.
Well, they're not remakes. They're the original games ported to a new engine, so they run natively on modern platforms. So they're gonna look and play the same as they did on PS1. But they'll be compatible with like modern Windows and PS5 and stuff. Basically it's the same engine that they did for the modern quote-unquote remaster of the original Shantae. It's called the Carbon Engine. It's a proprietary technology that Limited Run owns.
Why am I in the mood to suddenly? Why am I suddenly in the mood to mercilessly beat LA Motorist?
I can't wait for them to actually release the Lost Shantae sequel.
Same here. I never thought that would happen, let alone that they actually are going to finish it. Like, I thought if it released in any way, then it would be like an uncompleted beta.
Let alone the fact that they're actually going to include Mr. Spanky.
Yes!
Also, hey, Shadow Dragon, I don't know if...
hey, Shadow Dragon, I know I didn't respond to you earlier, but I swear I saw you in there. We were just in the middle of some banter. I would say shenanigans, but these are more shit-nanigans.
I'll say fuck.
Oh yeah, Tomba got released yesterday too. A remake of
it
not
did?
a remake, but
it's
a new
the
Tomba.
It's not new. It's not a new Tomba. I knew that was coming out. I just didn't know when it was coming out. I should have bought that yesterday instead of placing a pre-order for Sonic X Shadow Generations. Because I'm a big Tomba fan. Fun fact, did you know that they had to change Tomba's name in Europe?
Isn't it because it was like a slur?
No, they changed it from Tomba to Tombi because Tomba is the Italian word for grave.
Oh.
Far enough! That's okay. I think it's Europe. I could be wrong, but I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna say in Europe, the Shantae games are heavily edited.
It might be some parts of Europe. Usually when they have to do specific edits for Europe, it's 9 times out of 10, it's either the UK or Germany's fault.
But in the first game, for example, in the first game, when Shantae and Risky very first meet each other, Risky tells her minions to spank her hard for mommy.
Oh yeah. The line that forever made me the line that forever made me an avowed fan of Risky Boots.
To be fair, you're not far. I mean, you're not. I'm tired. What's the word I'm looking for?
Wrong.
Yeah. I don't think there's a single Shantae fan out there who truly hates Risky Boots.
She's just such a fun villain.
We're all genuinely waiting for the day that her and Shantae just get over it and fuck.
That's what the fan artists are for.
And Christina V.
Yeah, given she voices both of them.
She's outright stated she wishes it would fucking happen just so she can record those lines. As we talked about before the stream, that's one of the reasons I love Christina V, is she voices all these innocent characters, and she herself is absolutely not innocent. She's a demented little 5'0" ball of energy.
Legend of Dragoon also needs a remaster/remake and a prequel. They wanted to make the director wanted to make a prequel to it, but Sony wouldn't greenlight it.
Oh yeah, Legend of Dragoon.
And for Kier, when he said Tomba needs a remake/remaster, that's what Furret was talking about. The remastered version of Tomba just came out yesterday. Well, not so much remaster as it is like a new port of it with higher resolution graphics.
Yep. Think like what they did with Tomb Raider, but not.
Like not new controls and all that kind of stuff and modern graphics options, but like the PS1 game in its pure glory, but looking more beautiful than ever. And that was also a limited run thing.
Yep.
You know, there's a limited run store somewhere near me that I've been meaning to check out. Like a brick and mortar retail limited run store that they sell.
You're gonna have to let me know what they've got in there, man, because I've been wanting to go to one.
Yeah, like the one near where I live is the first one they opened.
It annoys me they won't expand.
I mean, they're still like a relatively small publisher, so you know, they can only afford to do so much in terms of expansion.
Right. I missed out on the collector's edition of Clock Tower, and I'm pissed.
I missed out on the collector's edition of RZ, and I'm pissed.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Because that came with a replica CDI controller that works with modern PCs.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
It's absolute shit, just like a real CDI controller.
Yep. Well, I'm pissed. Basically, they stopped doing where you can pay for 4. Like, you can do payments of 4. Because back when they were first doing stuff, they used to do it where you could do 4 small payments on anything that was over $100.
Okay.
For whatever reason, they stopped doing that. So, like, I missed out on
if it's anything like other pay-in installment things that I see on other websites, then it might be like they used a separate payment provider for the installment thing, and they might have just like cut business ties with them. Like usually when it's like paying for installments, it's a separate payment processor who handles those rather than something like Visa or PayPal or whatever.
Right. I think it was PayPal they were doing it with, and then for whatever reason they just cut ties.
I think it might just be because I think PayPal's like they've changed how the pay in installments thing works, so now it's like you can only pay in installments if you're pre-approved for PayPal credit.
But that's the effed up part. Is Limited Run has like completely cut ties with anybody but credit cards. Like you can't buy anything on their website without a credit card. And you have to pay it all up front. I'm like, that would be great and beneficial if your shit wasn't expensive as fuck.
That's why, as much as I love Shantae, and as much as I want to own the Shantae series in whatever physical formats I can get, I was not willing to pay, what was it, $70 for the reprint of the Game Boy cartridge when there's already been unofficial reprints in circulation for over a decade that you can get for like $20.
Yeah, that would be a horrible thing to
I'm not saying
Yeah,
that's a bad thing to spend your money on. It's just it was too rich for my limited budget.
Yeah, I agree. Shuffles it under the carpet.
Oh no. I figured you bought it because you're even more of a Shantae fan than I am, and I know that Kier also bought one.
Yeah, no, I have the collector's editions of that, the Shantae Risky's Revenge, and then Shantae and the Seven Sirens. I'm pretty sure I have another one, but I can't remember which one. I'm actually rather pissed because I had, what was the one before Seven Sirens?
Half Genie Hero.
Yes. I had the soundtrack to that you could only get through the collector's edition. And when I wrecked my car before the one I have before, that was the CD that was in the CD player.
And you didn't get it back, did you?
I couldn't. The CD player was jammed. They couldn't get it out.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I now no longer have the means of having because for whatever fucking reason they won't do a digital release of it, I have no way of getting the Half Genie Hero song that she sings.
I mean, thankfully the fandom is there to fill in that gap, but there's no official way to get it, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I've got, like, all the soundtracks to all the Shantae games, but they're unofficial fan compilations of them rather than, like, official digital versions.
But
which,
yeah,
like, can we talk about how way more, like, there's so many games with legendary soundtracks that just aren't available in some reasonable means. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. The most accessible way to listen to a lot of the Mario soundtracks officially is through the now out of print 3D All-Stars.
Huh. But yeah, Dance Through the Danger. That's the song I was trying to think of.
Dance Through the Danger, one of Christina V's best songs. She also did a good English metal cover of Bad Apple with Rashad E.B.
Nice.
That song's so good.
The only Shantae song I have is the one she did for Seven Sirens. Where
the opening theme?
When they did that animated opening like an anime.
The one that was animated by Studio Trigger?
Yep. And apparently, that was actually originally meant to be the opening animation for the Shantae animated series that never happened.
Yeah, that makes sense for how they could get Studio Trigger to do something like that. Because Studio Trigger's a very in-demand studio.
Yeah, they got Studio Trigger to do every cutscene for that game.
Yeah. Studio Trigger's just awesome. I've been to a panel that had like some of their executives there talking about working in the anime industry, and it was just really insightful. Like partly about the animation process in the modern day of, you know, digital art. Studio Trigger still does like the animation frames on traditional cells and then digitizes them rather than using the more commonplace digipaint technique. So, like, rather than drawing them on, you know, on a computer, which results in a very artificial-looking image, that's, you know, simultaneously pretty synonymous with a lot of anime of the 2000s, they will draw everything by hand on, you know, in traditional formats, and then do the coloring and, you know, compile it together in sequence on a computer, which is how they get everything to look so fluid.
Well, that sucks. I was actually rooting for you to make it, too.
Why give him a glide move if the glide's useless for the most part? This is the same complaint I have about the original Bubsy games too. By the way, Bubsy's getting a remastered collection from Limited Run. Did you see that?
Yes.
And it includes this game. It includes this game, which is the first time it's ever been officially re-released.
Have they actually done a collector's edition of Gex yet, or are they still waiting?
They just put out a new trailer for it, but I don't know anything about a collector's edition. The thing about the Bubsy collection is that it's also going to include the Jaguar Bubsy game, which is also the first time that's been released. And that one, apart from Bubsy 3D, is regarded as the worst of the Bubsy series. Because it's Bubsy 1.
That one's regarded the worst!
Not counting Bubsy 3D, because even Bubsy fans won't defend Bubsy 3D. Jaguar Bubsy, which is called Fractured Furry Tales, which, you know, sounds like the title of something completely different in the modern age. That one's regarded as the worst of the 2D Bubsy games, because it's Bubsy 1, warts and all, but with Bubsy 2's overly spacious level design. Oh no, are we about to have a boss fight? Is that how they introduced that we're about to have a boss fight?
So apparently the collector's edition that they have of Tomba comes with action figures of Tomba and a pig.
Oh, cool. Was it regular Jaguar or Jaguar CD? It was Jaguar. Regular Jaguar. It was a cartridge game. No Jaguar CD games have ever been, like, really re-released because the Jaguar CD was a massive pain in the ass from a design standpoint, right down to the fact that unlike other CD consoles of its era, you can't just burn your own copies of the games because it has no copy protection, because it utilized its own unique CD format that's hard to get a hold of. It was like an audio CD format that held more space than an average CD does. You know, in addition to Jaguar CDs being notoriously prone to failure.
One of these years, I'm going to own at least one version of every console that's ever come out.
I'm in the same boat as you, dude. I finally got my about a year ago. I got my hands on a Sega Saturn finally.
Nice.
It's a good thing I saw Nitro Rad's video on this boss fight, so I know what to do. Did you know that you can use the blast? What was that, mustard? To fly and then land on top of the boss and score a hit? Does anything in this game indicate that that's what you're supposed to do? No. Up, game over.
Oh,
I know Spoonie
no.
actually got to work for Highlander on Jaguar CD, which also broke at the end, like he said. Yeah, Jaguar. The Angry Video Game Nerd. It took him 3 separate Jaguar CD units to get one that was in working condition, and it took collaborating with like a very serious hardware guy to get one in working condition. And even then, he found that the Jaguar CD's library is so full of just absolutely mid, not worth talking about games that he didn't dedicate an episode of AVGN to the Jaguar CD because it's just too boring to talk about. The only interesting thing is how hard it is to get one that works, and the fact that it makes your Atari Jaguar look like a toilet.
I'm confused as to what the hell you're supposed to do.
You're when he shoots at you, it leaves like a little residue on the ground. I hate calling it that, but fuck it, that's the closest thing I could think of. You use that to propel yourself with your glide, so you can fly upward and attempt to land on top of him to score a hit. Oh, Bubsy turned into a pile of shit, just like this game.
Bubsy 3D. Fuck physics.
I mean, he's a bobcat that can glide, but I still don't get why they gave him a glide move as his signature move. Like, are bobcats known for gliding?
To be fair, are hedgehogs known for turning into small balls and spinning around really fast?
Well, the whole reason they went with a hedgehog is because they wanted a character who could curl into a ball, which hedgehogs are known to do.
Right. That part I messed up. But are hedgehogs known for super speed?
I mean, there's a difference between... Oh, I beat him.
The fuck?
I don't feel like I won.
Sure, I won, but why? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna make some wizard nachos.
Okay. Okay, let's save. Oh god, it's a whole memory card of Bubsy's.
Is he? What the fuck is even this game? It's so fucked up I can't even talk straight. What the fuck?
Oh no. Oh no. I think the next level might be a water level.
Shit.
An underwater level in Bubsy 3D. Oh no.
Shit.
Missing Lynx. He's not even a lynx, he's a bobcat.
Oh, that joke was bad. They should feel bad.
I feel crazy for saying this, but Bubsy 3D's underwater controls are better than Banjo-Kazooie's. feel like I need to wash my mouth out with soap after saying that.
Blasphemy.
Oh no, he got mimicked. How is it that the underwater stage is the best level so far?
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Give me a sec to get past the aggressive starfish, and then I will hydrate. Okay. You get to look at this while I hydrate. How's that for a pause screen?
Thanks, I hate it. This is your fault, Shadow Dragon.
There's a rocket piece back here, isn't there? Because it's cueing us to go forward when there's stuff behind. Then again, I'm trying to apply logic to Bubsy 3D's level design.
Right?
There's a switch. Turbine, okay. Okay, so you can't go too high or else you take damage. Can't get anywhere near the dogfish or else you take damage. Doesn't matter if the dogfish touches you, you just have to be in its general vicinity.
I'd ask what I missed, but I don't want to know. I come back and hear something about dogfish.
Yeah, there are dogfish in the stage. We're in Bubsy 3D's underwater level.
Oh, God,
and
no.
The scariest thing is that it's the best controlling part of the game so far.
Oh, God, no.
Pretty sure the level design involves several lines of sugar. Nah, that implies that people were hyperactive when making this. I feel like this is more downers than uppers. Less sugar and more Quaaludes.
Yeah, that checks.
Imagine finding sunken treasure and it's just got Bubsy in it. That's not treasure. You've unleashed a curse upon mankind.
Killed Arnold.
This would have killed Arnold? What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know, the thing is, that's the same problem with me. My parents, they had the chance to abort me, but they didn't. And it's their fault. They missed their last chance to stop me.
I mean, it's like Ed said when asked, where did you come from when he snuck up on Eddie? Blame my parents.
If only they knew.
Blame my parents, Eddie. Pet the kitty! Pet the kitty! Or no, chicken.
Pet the chicken. Pet the chicken.
Pet the chicken, Eddie! Pet the chicken!
Purr like a bunny. Purr like a bunny.
Bird's a fake fan.
Oh, God,
I
man!
mean-
What are you doing?
He must be punished.
What is that, Rolf? The hat of discipline. Do you live in a cave? All is forgiven. Thank you, Rolf.
Thank you, Ralph.
One of my favorite bits of trivia about the cast of Ed, Edd and Eddie is that Eddie's voice actor, apart from being like really in touch with the fandom, he quit voice acting to get a job on an oil field because it paid better.
Oh, geez.
The voice of Ralph?
The voice of Eddie.
Yeah, the voice of Ralph. It's
Wow.
The voice of Rolf also voiced Goku.
That I knew.
Kamehameha! Boy!
Also, the first voice of Goku also voiced Cheetor.
You know that for it?
Brian
And
Drummond?
Mega Man.
Brian Drummond was not the voice of Cheetor. That was
Oh,
Ian.
no. Sorry. Yeah. Ian James Corlett, also known as
Yeah,
the father
he
of
was the
Corlett.
original Ocean Dub voice of Goku. He quit after the Saiyan saga because he didn't want to work on anime anymore. So they replaced him with Peter Kalamis. Then after the Frieza saga, when the Ocean Dub continued under a new production company because Funimation split from them, the role was taken over by the late Kirby Morrow, who you might know as Cybertron Hotshot, Moroku, one of the main characters from Ninjago, Rad from Armada. That's why we did that tribute video to him in Armada Bridged. And we actually got thanked by his widow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she left a comment on the video, and I responded, thanking her for her kind words. And talking about how much we respected his work.
Nice!
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing that's happened as a result of making YouTube videos that I've been involved in. I have to give Cringivore the credit for that one because he voiced it and he also wrote it. I just edited it together. So that was all him.
But still, that was, it's awesome that, one of our number actually got some recognition for, something.
Yeah.
And I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, I never knew the voice of Eddie retired.
Yeah, he retired. He retired after Ed, Edd and Eddie finished, and started working on Oilfield. Now he makes music, and he's very active in the Ed, Edd and Eddie fan community, and will he does free cameos for people if you know how to get in touch with him.
I know he's one of the excuse me. I know he's one of the voice actors that's coming back for the multiverse thing they're doing.
Yeah, that tracks, because he has such a unique voice that nobody could replace him.
Well, supposedly, actually, it's not supposedly. They officially announced it. Cartoon Network is doing a multiverse thing,
Again?
where all of their original old characters are coming back for
Again?
a movie.
Oh, for a
Pretty
movie.
much, yeah.
So I was thinking like that MMO they did, Fusion Fall.
No. This is it's a movie that they haven't said it's going to be released in theaters or not, but we'll see.
It's probably not going to be released in theaters because Cartoon Network's had a pretty bad track record with their theatrical releases, not in terms of critical reception, but just in terms of box office revenue.
But yeah, that tracks. But anyway, basically it's going to be like all of the old cartoons, none of the new ones.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, given that what new cartoons do they even have besides Teen Titans Go?
Yeah.
That's like 80% of their air schedule before they split it up so half of their daily schedule was Adult Swim.
I want to say they said everything from the from the 90s to the late thousands.
Does that mean we're going to finally get the recognition that sheep in the big city deserves?
God,
Probably
I hope
not.
so.
I hope so, but probably not. I know one that's probably not going to be in there is Class of 3000, because that got canceled due to legal issues. And it's also partly why it hasn't gotten much of a home media release.
But they said that all of the surviving and still alive original cast members will be back to voice their characters.
Good.
So, like the original Powerpuff Girls, the original voice of Dee Dee from
Dexter's Laboratory.
Lab. The voice of
Unfortunately,
Samurai
not
Jack.
the original. Unfortunately, not the original Dexter, but Candy Milo's still there. And if there's one thing yeah, if there's one thing Candy Milo's known for, it's being a good sound-alike for Christine Cavanaugh.
Is that the same person who took over for Chucky?
Yes. She took over for Dexter and Chucky after Christine Cavanaugh stepped down from those roles. Because she's like she's what Sean Schemmel would call a natural mimic. Which means they naturally sound similar enough that no one would notice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like that, I've met Sean Schemmel before, the current voice of Goku. I say current voice. If you were to ask him, he just is Goku. Because he doesn't view any of the previous Goku voice actors as legitimate. He says that he got hired for the role of Goku because he was a natural mimic for Peter Kalamis. It was funny because the convention I saw him at also had Masako Nozawa there, the original Goku from the Japanese version.
Nice.
And they had a panel together, a Q&A panel together. And one of the questions was about, like, do you ever use the Goku voice for any, like, pranks or shenanigans? And Sean Schemmel was the first to answer. And he said he doesn't use the Goku voice for prank calls and stuff like that, but the dubcast would regularly, like, do intentional outtakes of them saying just, like, weird shit in the character voices, as we now know from those leaked recordings. And Masako Nozawa's response to that, after he, like, told his story about basically goofing off in the recording booth for Dragon Ball Z sessions, her response was a very flat, in Japan, we don't goof off like that. So I got to see him embarrass himself in front of the only consistent voice that Goku's ever had. And someone who's been voicing the character for so long that she is Goku.
I know.
Also, the only time he couldn't say that person's not Goku, I'm Goku. Otherwise, he would have been booted from the con, instead of getting other people booted from conventions like he usually does.
Famously, a couple weird things that's gonna blow your mind. Okay, the first one, well. You know why Christopher Sabat got the part of Vegeta? Because apparently he's just so damn good at yelling that his throat doesn't even hurt anymore.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Given that he voices all the characters with the graveliest voices as well.
Yep. And yet can also voice characters with soft voices. It's weird.
Yep, he's genuinely really talented.
But apparently him and Sean Shamil don't actually really get along very well. But they keep getting put in conventions together.
Yeah, because the whole Goku and Vegeta thing.
Right. But it's become a running thing, and there was actually a panel not too long ago at a fan expo that they were both at, where they were asked, like, are you guys best friends? And they were like, absolutely not. Like, Chris was like, I can't fucking stand the guy. And yet he goes, and yet some sick fuck keeps putting me in the same hotel with this dude every fucking convention we go to.
Yeah, that tracks, given that Sean Schemmel's known to be a prima donna.
So, like, the rivalry between them both, nice. But yeah, like a panel, where was I? I lost my train of thought. God damn it.
Your train derailed.
Hold on, I'm searching for survivors. Okay, I have good news and bad news.
What's the good news?
The good news is I finished my nachos.
And the bad news?
I didn't find any survivors of the train wreck.
Those poor, unfortunate souls.
Okay, so Christopher Sabat, Sean Shamil, they're not really friends.
Rivalry you were going into before you got cut off by yourself.
Yeah, but a lot of people always think, you know, oh, they must be great friends to work together so well, and that rivalry comes with them working with each other so much and all that. It's like, yeah, actually it does.
You know what? Probably the most famous instance of that is where, like, they have such good on-screen chemistry, but they don't really like each other in real life. Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman.
Oh, Mythbusters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly, none of the Mythbusters really got along with each other.
Yep, and they were damn good at hiding it. Anyone seen the THQ showcase? I didn't know THQ was doing a showcase. Then again, I've been away from home for the past couple days, so I've been out of touch with.
Supposedly, they're making a big announcement here soon. I forgot all about that.
I hope it's a big announcement that's actually interesting. Like,
I hope it's
THQ Nordic's been the revival of THQ under Nordic has been kind of disappointing in my opinion. Partly because it's mostly just like remasters of old properties.
I would love it if it's an actual announcement that they're actually going to make Destroy All Humans 3. Like, legit Destroy All Humans 3.
There was a Destroy All Humans 3, but it wasn't very well received, so it killed the franchise. It also, you might not remember it as Destroy All Humans 3 because it wasn't called Destroy All Humans 3. It was called Path of the Furon.
Yeah, something like that.
It was
one after it.
Yeah, Big Willie Unleashed. Which was a spinoff for the Wii.
Right. I tried to pretend that game didn't exist.
I mean, it was apparently so low priority for the Destroy All Humans franchise that they didn't even get the regular voices of Crypto and Pox to voice them in that game.
So no Steve Blum and no Richard Horvitz. Got it.
Yep.
You know how you know your game sucked?
When you
couldn't even get Steve Blum.
Yeah, Steve Blum will do damn near anything. And I mean that as a compliment. Dude clearly loves his craft. As someone who's met him in person, he clearly loves his craft. No matter how big or small the role is.
I ever tell you that I actually blew his mind with what I had him sign as an autograph?
What was it?
It was a copy of an old game from like 1997, I want to say, called The Dig.
We have a problem.
It was a game called The Dig, which was basically you and a bunch of astronauts get sucked into an alien world while trying to destroy an asteroid. Like an old LucasArts game, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that, he voices the villain, Ludgar von Brig. And I had him sign it because it's something so fucking weird and obscure from his past that part of me didn't even think he would recognize it.
Yeah, I love to do that with voice actors, getting them to sign stuff that's either obscure or forgotten about from their careers. Like, when I met Paul St. Peter, oh, you tell your story first, sorry.
I was gonna say, when I handed it to him to sign, he immediately lost his fucking mind. Like, he was like, whoa, wait. Copies of this game still exist? I was like, no, that's the thing. This is an old 1997 copy. And then he immediately started talking to me as Ludgar von Brig. And it was just like so freaking cool to hear this Russian voice coming from this man, you know?
My story is similar, but it involves Paul St. Peter, and he had a decidedly different reaction to it at first.
Also, Steve Bloom was not crypto. I just looked it up. Steve Bloom is not crypto. It's a guy named J. Grant Albrecht.
J. Grant Albrecht, yeah. I'm not too familiar with his work, but I'm familiar with stuff he's been in.
Well, he's the voice of the End in the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yep.
Anywho, your story, sorry.
I met Paul St. Peter at the last convention I went to, which was years ago. And he voiced the main villain in one of my favorite PS1 games. Like, you might know Paul St. Peter, depending on your interests, you might know him as Wormmon from Digimon.
Nice.
You might also know him as Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts. He voiced the main villain in one of my favorite PS1 games, Brave Fencer Musashi. And I had a copy that I wanted to get him to sign. And, you know, I approach him at his table. I hand it to him. He looks up at me, he looks down at it, he says, "You're not gonna sell this on eBay, are you?" Because Brave Fencer Musashi is a relatively rare PS1 game because it's never been re-released on any platforms.
Right.
And he said I was only the second person ever to ask him to sign one of those.
What game was this?
Brave Fencer Musashi. It's remembered for a few things. One was sort of being Square's answer to Ocarina of Time. And the other being it had like an all-star voice cast for the time. Like Mona Marshall voices Musashi, Steve Bloom voices one of the recurring antagonists, Colonel Capricola. Sandy Fox voices the princess. Yeah, a lot of famous voice actors in it who were just relatively new at the time, which is how they were able to get a hold of them. Like, this game came out 1 year before Mona Marshall started voicing Izzy from Digimon, and she uses that voice for Musashi. And Paul St. Peter's villain that he plays in that game is the evil Fuhrer Flatsky, and he voices him with like a very cartoony German accent.
Yeah, nice. Oh man, I miss the days where you could. I miss the days where you could do a super offensive but stereotypical accent and not get in trouble.
I mean, it depends on whose accent you're making fun of. If you're making fun of the Nazis like he was, then it's acceptable.
Fair.
Hey, for it.
Hey, you. Hey, JKR.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
mind.
Who's there?
People ask the questions.
That's fair.
Hey, JKR, knock knock.
I'm not falling for it.
Knock knock.
I'm not gonna say who's there. You can't make me.
Hey, Furret, knock knock.
Who's there?
Fuck you.
Fuck you, who?
I didn't think this far ahead. Fuck. I didn't think I'd actually get this far.
Nice. I derailed Arikado.
And with that, I think 2 hours and 21 minutes of Bubsy is about all I can handle for one night.
This is about all I can handle, period.
And this is certainly more than a lot of online personalities have covered of Bubsy 3D. Maybe I'll finish this in some more streams. Maybe.
Maybe I'll come back to see it through to the end.
Yeah, maybe I'll see it through to the end, but I'm definitely not going for 100% completion.
If we actually finish this game, I will buy us all shirts that say "We survived Bubsy 3D."
Yes.
Oni-chan.
Like, as Bubsy's famous catchphrase says, what could possibly go wrong?
Fucking hell, I'll patch your damn head now. Stop joking me!
Oh, God, no.
I'm going to leave you with one more thing. There was a failed pilot for a Bubsy TV series that you can find on YouTube.
I'll say fuck.
It has Rob Paulson voicing Bubsy.
I don't wanna.
It's regarded as one of the worst cartoon pilots ever. And there's a reason it never made it past the pilot.
Oh, I can't imagine why. Please, enlighten us.
Well, I mean,
I know.
what's pretty telling is that the title of the pilot episode is What Could Possibly Go Wrong?
That checks. That was a self-fulfilling prophecy on their part.
And it was financed by, of all things, Taco Bell.
That tracks.
Taco Bell wanted to invest in this.
Yokero shitty animated pilot?
Sign us the fuck up.
So yeah, I'm going to get off for tonight and try and cleanse my palate of Bubsy 3D.
Yeah, I was gonna go to bed, but I gotta go fucking play something to get this out of my brain.
We are going to raid Orange is Borange, who is in a subathon doing the 3 heart challenge for all of the 3D Zeldas.
Nice.
So go send her all of my love. A hefty bag full of my love, as Train would say in their hit song Drive By. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Bubsy's effectively killed all my brain cells.
How do I use the thing in head that does the thing?
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my co-hosts for suffering through this with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with something good. Until then, unpleasant dreams. This does not deserve the outro song.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, it's not.